Hey guys, Supercoach God here. Today we'll be looking at my official team reveal. So let's get right into it. No wasting time here. D1, Sam Doherty. So Sam Doherty, I think he can average around the 115 mark this year. I think he'll start off very good early, playing that mid back role. He probably even has a chance to get DPP in the midfield, but I probably doubt it. He'll be playing. He probably gets 35% CBAs, but will be a great pick for us this year. I was on Dawson early, but considering Doherty's role, I think I'm going to go Doherty. So yeah, he's a great pick. I think he's definitely not a must-have, but certainly looking the goods. So at D2, I've got Elliot Yeo. So only the one premium defender, which could be a worry, but looks good so far. I've seen players such as George was on the one premium defender and then has swapped now and gone three deep in the mids, but I believe that this is the best option, but we'll just have to wait and see. So at D3, I've got Liam Jones. So Liam Jones could be a fail pick. He very much could be, but I think, what's his ownership now? 32%. So a lot of people, they're coming down with us if Liam Jones doesn't go well. I think he'll average around the 70 mark, which should be enough to make 150k. Yeah, I think considering he's at that 32% mark, it's very hard not to pick him, but you definitely don't have to pick him. Like, he's not a must have at all. Coming in at D4, we got Hayden Crozier. So Hayden Crozier, what's his ownership at? It's 3%, so not much at all. But I think he can average around the 70 mark relatively easily, considering I think he's got that role for distributing it off the half back line and should get a few kick-ins as well. Like, there's no reason not to go Hayden Crozier. Could he be a fail? Yes. And if he is a fail, I probably will have to go McKenna after round 2 if he's getting 240s in the first 2 rounds. But I think he can definitely make a bit of cash. I don't think he's going to stay at that 220 mark for the whole season. He'll at least get to 300k and hopefully beyond for maybe 400k. But it's just wait and see at this point. But he's in my side. Oh, by the way, this is my official side. No changes unless rookies change, but that's it. Ruben Gimby at D5. I think you're stupid if you don't pick him. How many people have him? 64%. So, really, if you're watching this video, you probably already have him anyway. So, I think he will... I can't say what he'll average. I know it will be good, though. So, 99 in the Pracky game with 50% game time. It's almost unheard of for a rookie to do that. So, maybe a Dacos did it, I don't know, but does he have that sub risk as well? You might think yes. I don't think so. I think that's more Chesser who's got that sub risk. But yeah, considering our subs, so you can just sub whoever you want. You can just sub whoever you want without having an injury or whatever. Gimby could get subbed off for Chesser, possibly, but I don't think that will happen. So yeah, I think Jimby's a perfect pick. No reason not to go him. Charlie Constable D6. So Constable, in the role he had in the Pracky game, he could average 80 plus. And I know that sounds outrageous for a 124k player, but you watch. I reckon he can get to 400 plus k with ease. But it does depend if he keeps, because Gold Coast have some injuries, so he could slip out of that side. But as long as he's putting up 80s, I don't think he will. I think it was whether his role changes, I don't know. But for the moment, he looks a perfect pick. Coming in at D7, we got Wilmot. So where is he? Darcy Wilmot. 48%. What was Constable's ownership? Sorry, 60%. Yeah, it's whether you have him on the field or on the bench, doesn't matter. Just pick him. I'm having him on the field just because I think he can average that 80. But yeah, Darcy Wilmot at D7. I think he's going to be playing wing, which isn't Supercoach friendly. But at 124k, you just got to take it, don't you? Like, he might play a bit of backline and distribute it out there, but I think he's a great pick. That is whether he plays. He could get dropped early if he's not performing, but yeah. And you'll see the interesting part about this defense, considering I've picked Wilmot at D7. Wilmot at D7, I can't possibly have McKenna at D8 because money. Yeah, so that Crozier could easily go down to McKenna, but I doubt it because Crozier's going to make a bit of cash anyway, so I'm just going to keep him unless McKenna's going 80s in the first 2 weeks. Or I have another option I'll talk about later when we get to the midfield about McKenna, but I don't think I'm going to start McKenna. I just don't have the money. It's as simple as that. But he's a good pick. There's no reason not to go McKenna. So, yeah. Wilmot, yeah, playing that wing role. Should keep his spot. Is he a sub-risk? Possibly. But, yeah, for now, teams haven't come out yet, so we don't really know. Sorry about that, guys. I had a bit of a recording mess up. Back now. And so D8 was Lockie Cowan. Lockie Cowan looks like he's a massive sub-risk. But he's been given the debutant nod from Michael Voss. So, yeah, I think Cowan will be a good pick. I don't know if he definitely doesn't have the security to get it to 300k. Will he get to 250? Probably. But yeah, we just don't know, do we? So it's a bit hard with rookies at the moment because we don't have the teams yet. But yeah, I think Cowan will be a good pick. Okay, midfield. So M1, Roy Laird, I think 26% compared to a 41 to Oliver. I think it's a good option. Apparently he's copping that tag round 1. I'm still going to pick him because I still think he's going to get 115, and I'd rather start him now than waste a trade on him after round 3 or 4. And he's going to go big the game after anyway, so he's the most consistent scorer I think we've ever seen in Supercoach. Well, in the time of me playing, he definitely is. So there's maybe Lockie Neal earlier, a few years ago. But yeah, Rory Laird looks perfect. Great pre-season. No reason he can't go 130 plus, really. But yeah, so at M2, we got Marcus Bontempelli. I think everyone saw this coming at M2. Maybe you were expecting Oliver, but I don't know if you can go both these guys. It's just so much money to spend. Even though it's only 60k between having Clayton and Rory there rather than Bont and Laird. But yeah, so Bont, I think he could average more than Laird this year. Him with Dunkley out of the team, the four talls in the forward line, he's going to be getting barely any forward time. He's just going to be a pure mid, and I don't think we've ever seen that from the Bont. So, watch out. I mean, he'll probably still kick a goal a game and have 30 plus touches, and 25% will be 25 of those touches will be contested. Great kick to handball ratio. I mean, there is so much upside in this pick, and it is astonishing that only 34% of people have him, really. Should be 80. But yeah. On to M3 now. Jack Macrae. So I was considering Kelly for a bit there, but the durability isn't there. I was having a chat last night to the famous George, and he said, George and JD, and they said he has missed, I think it was 4 games in 2 years. Like, it's not that much if you think about it. Talking about Kelly here. And I think Kelly's got that perfect role as well. We just don't know, considering I've only seen the one pracky game from him. Looked amazing, but yeah, I've stuck with Jack Macrae. I've stuck with my gut. And Jack Macrae just looks... I think he'll play more mid this year, which means that 115.2 average could go to 120, and which is a great pick, an elite Supercoach pick at his price. So I'm all in. Okay, coming in at M4, we got Tom Green. So 34% of teams, same as the Bont. He has had a great preseason. I think he had a disrupted one last year, which caused him to burn out in the second half of the season. This year, not one stride has been broken. So I think Tom Green is a perfect pick this year. Could he fail? Yes, definitely. But at the price he is and the ceiling he has, with the pracky game under his belt, getting 50 touches in the week before, even though it was against the thirds, I don't care. He could be a pure premium this year. 600k plus, and I'm all for it. He's definitely a lock in my side. Do you have to go green? No. Just want to make that clear. You do not have to go green. Jacob Hopper at M5. So Jacob Hopper, I think he'll get somewhere from the 20 to 25 touches a game, which probably gets him at a 90, 95 average, considering he's got good disposal. He gets a lot of contested ball. I believe Jacob Hopper will make that 150k. If he becomes a premium, I mean, fair enough. I don't think he will, but if we can get Jacob Hopper to 500k and swap him on somewhere else, I'd be very happy, extremely happy. I think that's enough on Hopper. He's, 47% owned. Yeah, just pick him, I reckon. James Warple at M6. So Warple, what percent ownership? I don't think he's very 15. So you either go Warple or Callahan here. I think Callahan, if he had CBAs, I'd pick him, but he's just all wing, whereas Warple is all middle of everything. And I know his disposal isn't great, but he's that inside midfielder that will get tackles and contested ball. And there's no reason he can't average around the 100 mark, I think. So I think he'll average more than Hopper. But I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm definitely going James Warple at M6. M7, we got the play that everyone has in Will Ashcroft, 78%. I reckon it was 80 a couple of days ago, but 78 now. Not much to say about him. I think I've said this in 4 videos, but he's a 18-year-old playing in a 26-year-old, playing footy like he's a 26-year-old, 27-year-old. Like, when have we ever seen that apart from Dacos? So you talk about first-year players, you look at your Walshes, your Dacoses, and you think there is no reason that Ashcroft couldn't do the same. So, Ashcroft, great player. I'm ready. M8, Cam Mackenzie. So, Cam Mackenzie should be a good pick. There's every reason he can't. I know people are comparing him to your Josh Wards and how he went well in the pre-season and then dropped off in the season, but that was purely because he got played different positions. They swung him around, and I don't know, he didn't look like he was up for it, but he did in the pracky games when he was playing all midfield. So, but Cam Mackenzie, I think he's got a much better disposal than Ward, and I believe he will be a good pick for us this year. And he's almost a must-have. I wouldn't say he's a must-have, even though he's at that 50% mark. I don't know how he got to 50% after one pracky match, but fair enough. But yeah, Cam Mackenzie should be a good pick. At D9, we got Phillips. So, Phillips, I'm not too sure about him. I don't have much to say on Phillips. I don't know much. But I think he has the potential to get it to 300, 350k. Do I think he will, though? It's hard to say, but I think we're just a bit light on rookies in the midfield, and I just like to secure him. And because 52% people have him, it's too hard not to pick him, but I don't want him on my field. So that's why he's at M9. Next, we got Oscar Baker. Great preseason score. He got over a ton. 37% owned. Should be higher. He should be a higher percent ownership than Mackenzie. Is he a sub-risk? No, I don't think he is. If he does play sub, I'm wrong, but I don't think he's a sub-risk. And he will be my... Well, you can't really pick it now, can you? But he will be my emergency, I believe. I have more faith in Baker than Phillips. So, but yeah, that's M10. So M11, we have Alwyn Davey. So no, he's not in the forward line. I originally had McLean here, but I've gone Davey. Put McLean in the forward line, but we'll get to that. Alwyn Davey, he's going to have weeks he scores 80. He's going to have weeks he scores 20. And we're going to ride that roller coaster. I do not mind riding that roller coaster at all. Considering he's at the price he is, he's almost... what percentage he'd be in? He'd be in so many teams. 51, yeah. I think Baker's more of a must-have, but Davey is looking good, and there's no reason you should not pick him. Okay, so into the rucks now. Now, I had Wits in my last team update. Now, Darcy. I've caved. We talk about his durability issues. They're not as bad as we say. A lot of interrupted pre-seasons. This one, he hasn't. I don't think he's been interrupted this pre-season, so we're looking okay on that front. But Sean Darcy could average 125. He's just that player that... But he'll get like 140 3 weeks in a row, and then he'll get an 80. But I'm fine with that. I think Wits is more safe if you're going for league. But yeah, Sean Darcy looks the bits. Destroyed Lycett in that pracky game. So yeah, no reason not to go Sean Darcy. In R2, the big row. So row your boat. 55% owned. I think Darcy will end up R1. Marshall R2 in total at the end of the year. The only reason that wouldn't happen is if Gawn or Grundy go down. One of them go down, and then the other Ruck is just full-time Ruck for the rest of the year. But yeah, would love to have these two, and then maybe a Gawn or a Grundy at F5 or something, because they'll get that forward Ruck status. I think they both will. So yeah, Rowan Marshall, great pick, probably average 115, I'd say. But yeah, in R3, I don't need to speak about this at all. Nick Madden, so just a pick for the loophole. Do you go McAndrew if he's picked? You can. Do you go Radicalier R3? You can, but do you want to pay up on the bench? That's 72k. That's your call, but I'm going to have Nick Madden in R3. And if you can pick Radicalier in the forward line, and then if one of Marshall or Darcy gets injured, you can swap Madden for Radicalier, put Radicalier on as R2, and you've got yourself a cover. But yeah, I'll be going for that loophole this year. Okay, forward. So F1, Dunkley. I don't think much has to be said on Dunkley. He's an absolute gun. He'll be going for the Brownlow this year, no doubt about it. Probably he'll come top 5. 69% owned is all you have to look at to really tell yourself that he's got to be picked. Yeah, I am worried about one thing, which is Fagan thinking, oh, he's played well in the forward line in the past. Can I put him in the forward line? But hopefully he realises that Dunkley plays his best footy in the midfield all game. So I think Dunkley's a safe pick. Anything could go wrong with him, but he's very safe in my eyes. So Connor Rozee, F2. Rozee looks very good. I think it was 80% CBAs he got in the pracky game. When I was chatting to George and JD last night, I asked, I said I owned him last year. I got him after he scored that massive 150 odd, and he had a very roller coaster season. They said, yep, he did, but he was playing he played quite a bit of forward line. This year it looks different. So yeah, I'm going to be picking Rozee. Rozee will probably keep that 80% CBAs. If he doesn't, score drop off a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe he kicks an extra goal a game and maintains that score. But yeah, no, Rozee is in my side. F3. Taranto. So Taranto, 58% ownership. Oh my god. I think everyone's had him since the start, really. And then his game, he got, was it 110 in the breaking game? But yeah, Taranto looks like he'll be a great pick this year. He's that number one midfielder now in Richmond. Better role than GWS. More CBAs than when he was at GWS. Yeah, he got about 20 odd in the bracket game. That's perfect. Yeah, Tim Taranto will be a great pick this year. There's no doubt about it. Will he make money? Probably. Yeah. Well, yeah, he should get to 550. And if he averages 100 this year, he's not a failed pick at all. That's what you want. You expect at least 100, I'd say. But if he averages just 100, I'll be extremely happy with the pick. Next, we have Errol. Where is he? Errol Goulden. Now, I see people say, oh, he gets a 188. He's got a 188 once, so why am I picking him? Why would you pick him? What player has got a 188 in a Preki game and has not had a great season? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's the only 188 in a Preki game ever. That's the highest Preki game score ever. I know you see with, I think Liam Baker 130 both years in last 2 years in Preki games, hasn't turned out to be a good pick. 188 playing a great role. Role could diminish because of Mills coming back in, but they've said that Mills might play a bit more backline. And Errol and Warner just controlling that midfield could be something special for years to come. But yeah, I think I'll be going Errol at that price, 470. He's the type of player that could get to 600 if he keeps the role he had in the Preki game. Don't know if he will, but he's looking like everything at the moment. Okay, so F5, we got Tanner Bruin. Now, Tanner Bruin, 12% ownership. That's not as much as I expected. I thought it was a bit more than that. But yeah, I'll tell you why I thought it was a bit more than that once I've finished the forward line. But Tanner Bruin has taken Joel Selwood's role in the midfield. He's playing all his time in the midfield, and I love it. Why wouldn't you pick Bruin? If he's getting 75-80% CBAs, tell me why you wouldn't pick Bruin. He's going to make 150k. He could go beyond. I'm very hot on Bruin, and he could average 95, in my opinion. But yeah, I'd be extremely happy with that. That would get him to what, 500k? Perfect. At F8, F6, Sam Flanders. So I'll tell you what, he's only 18%. Okay, so I'll tell you what my worry was with the forward. I was worried that my forward line would be the exact same to every single player in the competition. But I've just seen 12% Bruin, 18% Flanders, and I don't think that anymore. But these first four, a lot of people are picking. Let's Goulden's ownership now. So Goulden 37, Rosie 47, Taranto 58, Dunkley 69. So it's definitely not a unique forward line. But these two players I expected to be higher ownership. Sam Flanders is playing that mid-back role. Perfect for Supercoach. I think he can average 80 plus. And with that average, he'll get to 400k. And that's all I want from Flanders. If he becomes a keeper, that's another story, but I don't think we'll go that far ahead just yet. We'll wait a few rounds till we come with that conclusion, but yeah. No, I'm liking the look of Sam Flanders, and he's in my side. You'll find that there's no Radicalier in this side. Also no Bose. We'll get on to the players I haven't picked afterwards, but yeah. Toby McLean. I didn't have him in my last team update, I don't think. I've got him in because his worst games are still going to make him money. But if he picks it up, I think he's a better pick than McKenna because also he's got that DPP. And I think he'll make more money. There's no reason McLean couldn't get to 400k apart from missing so much footy in the previous few years. But yeah, I think Toby McLean will get to 400, which will seem around the 75 mark. But yeah, I think he can average 75. Not comfortably. There's definitely a high chance he doesn't. But Toby McLean's looking perfect. Sorry, that's completely not true. He's not looking perfect, but he's looking like a good starting pick. Not perfect, but good. At F8, final pick, Fergus Green. Now, if you're not picking Fergus Green, I don't really know why you're playing the game. He kicked 3 goals something in the Pracky game. He got 100 odd Supercoach. He will get you 40s. He will get you 100s. But all in all, that's a 70 average, and at 124k, I'm happy with a 70 average. I don't think he'll average 70, by the way. I think he'll average around 65. 300k. I will take it if he gets to 300k. My rule is for mid prices and rookies is if you can see them making 150k, pick them. But yeah, I can see Fergus Green. Is it Fergus? Fergus Green making getting to 300k. Yep, my thing's lagging again. But yeah, that's a team. Sorry, that's a team. I hope you enjoyed. Just a couple picks that it's going to go again, isn't it? Yeah, we'll finish it there. I just want to thank Jaws and JD for giving me the time to give me some recommendations on my channel and how to go about it. They took the time last night to have just a 10 minute conversation, and yeah, I thank you so much to those two because it really helped me out. We even got to talk a bit of Supercoach. Yeah, it was just really fun, but and to take the time out at 10 p.m. at night, like, they are legends, seriously. And if you don't subscribe to them or follow them on Twitter or anything, go do it because they deserve it. They're great blokes. And yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Cheers.